Night we closed, wire confirmed, number hit, the thing I worked toward for years. I looked around the room and realized nobody in it was building anything. They were there for the result, not the work. I raised money from 30,000 people and I still feel alone in the room. That's not bitching, that's the problem I'm solving this year. Now you ask, why now? I believe there's a 90-day window, at least for myself, to build out this AI integrated platform. AI is advancing so quickly. It's amazing how fast it's going. You have AI features, you have agentic AI. There's a thing I'm calling, and it's collective knowledge. And so I'm up against some titans here. So with my platform, I have this short, small window. I want to surround myself with the best people to build it out as fast as possible. And likewise, if you have a company today and you're trying to get ahead of everyone else, you really have a 90-day window. You don't have much time to integrate AI. Other companies are moving fast. They have more resources than you do. So that's why now, why today, why you have to invest the time and energy into just not only developing AI, but having the right teams in place that can assist you in the process. This is not going to be easy, right? So this is not going to be easy to integrate, to implement, to execute. The window is small. It is moving extremely fast. So now you have all these AI features, right? Now AI is the infrastructure is coming pretty fast. AI features, that's already past tense. AI as the infrastructure will be past tense in 6 or 12 months. So what I mean about that, you might hire a firm to integrate it into your ecosystem, and it may not be enough. It may be in the future, like you've spent all this money to do it, which we all have to do. But what I mean by that, you might just ask the AI in the future, and it instantaneously builds out your infrastructure. That's coming down the pipe, 12, 18, 24, 36 months. So it's hard to comprehend. It's going to kind of think for itself. It's going to kind of create the systems. It's happening. And you're going to have to, if you have a business and you don't even know how to integrate it today, you're behind. So I'm saying there's a 90-day window for not only me, for my goals, but for your goals to integrate this into every part of your operation systems. I'm telling you, if you're not doing it, you're way behind. I sound like a broken record. I talk to other people. I sound a lot like a lot of people I talk to at the end of the day. Why now? Because AI is moving extremely fast. And this AI is a feature that you're paying someone maybe for, let's just say AI calling, and it's costing you $3,000 a month, whatever that cost is. That's going to be cheap. That's going to be commoditized. It's going to be $19. AI is the infrastructure. You're building out and integrating that into your company. Someone may be able to talk to AI in the future and design a company just like yours overnight. And that's what we need to worry about. But also at the same time, that's why you need to get ahead. You need to separate yourself with your company today. I'm not sure if you're going to have a business in the future at the end of the day, but hell, at least you got to go out there and give it a shot and try with that. It is. It's coming pretty fast. It's pretty heavy. And so 90 days, the reason I am talking about this is for myself. It's my challenge to integrate it across my whole business in 90 days. Just the other day, I was talking to someone, what's your org chart? I put together an org chart with 56 agents. That's today. 56 agents, not employees, 56 agentic agents that would run my business. And I looked at that, I was like, oh, Jesus. And I asked my CTO, how long is this going to take to execute? I was like, hey, we got 90 days. So we're knocking off the first couple today. Not sure if we'll get all 56 done in 90 days, but we're going to try our best to integrate it across our whole business, our whole tech stack. And, I'm not just saying this for myself, not just challenging myself for doing this. I'm kind of challenging you. If you have a business, can you force yourself to get to a goal in a short period of time? Whatever your business in, you're integrating this, you're a small business owner. I'm talking to you, people have between $5 and $50 million in revenue. Look how much you could pass the competition by integrating this. Yeah, in the future, people might go out there and talk to the AI and create a business like yours. It's more complicated than that, but you have such a head start. You could sell your business to them. You could sell the infrastructure to them. I believe it's worth the effort and the expense to get it up and running. And besides, a lot of the AI that is working today, are those positions that you have that nobody really likes to deal with: the bookkeeping, the boring parts, the compliance, the paperwork. That's what it's really good at the end of the day. And that's where it saves you a lot of time. Those menial tasks that just kind of suck the life out of you. You want to be building something. If you're making $5 to $50 million in revenue, you want to get that next level. How do you get 100? And this will allow you to scale and build out those operations, not worry about maybe accounts receivable or accounts payable or customer service questions, or if you have technology issues, bookkeeping, you name it, fulfillment. And then it's also make you more efficient across your company and give you transparency across your company so you can make decisions in real time. Let's use kind of analogy. If you're kind of lack of a great analogy is if you're in war and something, and the person who has the better information usually wins, knowing where those troops are at the end of the day. So now in this case, you're getting that information in real time to make decisions. You don't need that assistant as much. You might not need that management meeting as much because it's telling you what's going on. It's holding people accountable. It's reminding them. It's actually handling the HR. Integrate it in there. Imagine like you have everyone has a role, responsibility. You don't need this management. You have kind of a trust and transparency. And the AI is monitoring people. If they're off track, it's sending them an email, sending them a text. If it bumps up, it's kind of letting you know or someone else know across your organization. How much time does that spend? Well, what's this person doing? Well, maybe they're really trying hard and having difficulty with something. The AI will give you that feedback. What if you put that agent on it too at the same time? What if you combine it with a person? It's like limitless what you could do here. It's nuts. And we are going to grow with it. It's going to complement us. It's going to make us, I believe, into super soldiers, makes the people who embrace it. You're going to be that more ahead than anyone else. I'm challenging you 90 days. And who am I calling? At the end of the day, who am I calling? Right now, I am calling people like myself, Generation Xers. I love our generation. I'm calling business owners between $5 and $50 million in revenue. You're scared. You might not have a business. I challenge you 90 days. Let's integrate this into your business. DM me. I'll help you out, stick you in the right directions. I have resources, right? I do have a lot of knowledge. We could bounce ideas off each other. We could assist each other in this process as how to do it. You know who you are. You're well-rounded. You're in the game. You're in the fight. You're the guy staying up late at night, dealing with payroll issues. You're guys writing the checks, making those difficult decisions, hiring those vendors. You're in the game. You're constantly recalibrating and optimizing your business. Don't like the word pivoting because that's like, I'm pivoting my business. Well, you have to change things. When you have marketing that's working and then all your competitors copy you, is that pivoting? No, that's evolving, right? This business at the end of the day is Darwinistic. It's survival of the fittest. What I'm saying, you need to listen. You don't listen, that's okay. I think that's stupidity not to listen to both sides of the coin, to see where each people are coming from. Because at the end of the day, you are in the game. And if you're in the game, you want the feedback. I want to know what my competition's doing. I want to know how someone went from 5 to 50 million in that range and got to the $100 million range in revenue. How do you go from 100 to 250, 250 to 500, 500 to a billion? How do you go a billion plus? I'm not going to read a book. I'm not going to talk to a professor. I'm going to talk to the guy who's in the game each and every day, who's challenging himself and doing that. Iron sharpens iron. What do I know? I know. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for over 30 years. I've been doing this not just in the business myself. I do it in health and nutrition. I do it with my family. I do it with my relationships. Maybe I could be better with that part of life. My friends evolve. I like hanging out with other business owners. Not sure if the wives always agree with that because we always talk about business at the end of the day. But I'm in athletics myself too. So I'm always around the top there because they're striving to make themselves better, fine-tuning themselves. And we're in a conversation today of Just these little things you're always kind of tweaking to make yourself better. Same with business. You're always tweaking it, making it better. There's such a similarity of competing in CrossFit versus running the business. How to make my time a little faster? How do I get better with this movement? How do I use my body? How do I get more flexible? How do I eat right? How do I recover right? Business, kind of the same thing. How do I set up my systems? How do I build my team? How do I know when to push? How do I know pull? How do I know when to go to this direction? How do I know when to introduce a new product? There's a lot going on. If you're in the game, you know what I mean, to blast through that next level. Read an interesting thing the other day, not sure where it came from, so I can't give props to anyone here, but saying get on to the other side of the Sahara Desert. You're here. This is before scaling. I get to here to scaling. That's why 5 to 50 million. You get to 5 million, you may get lucky to get even close to 50, being a little disorganized. But let's be honest, you'll get to 5 million and get to 50. That's really kind of crossing the Sahara. To do that, you gotta build systems. The worst thing to do is to have A-player talent and like having no systems. It's kind of wasting a good resource. If you have A players, you could probably build a system together, right? But you still need to have operating systems. And when you do have operating systems, it's easier to scale. It's easier to make your A players into super soldiers. So when the United States needs a task done, who's it sends in? When it went into, I believe this is Venezuela, went there, we sent special forces in, right? SEAL Team 6, Delta, some Green Berets, right? They got the job done. So they had a great team to execute. Again, running a business, same similarity. If you have a great team, you give them great technology, which is AI, imagine what they could do. So you guys out there who are running businesses between 5 and 50 million in revenue, Gen Xers, guys in the game, guys staying up at night, talking about HR issues, payroll, trust, lawsuits, writing the checks, dealing with the issues, dealing with the customers, dealing with the changing environments, you know who you are. We're all in this together. That is who I am talking to. Who I'm not talking to, you got the hustles, the side hustles, that culture, the cold splay, the spectators. We all have different names for who you are. You know, you don't have any liability. You kind of look and you see the job jumpers on the resume. That's pretty easy. If you're using LinkedIn to hire someone, I recommend don't do it. You got to go out and be proactive. I want a Navy SEAL. You think he's going to be out there on LinkedIn? You know, I kind of look at history. I study patterns in history. I study great leaders and how they built their teams. Look at George Washington, how he built this country. He had some very young, top, talented leaders. Alexander Hamilton, Nathaniel Greene, Marquis de Lafayette was 19 years old, came over from France, helped us out. He was a big contributor to get the French on our side. Washington was somewhere between 48 and 55 years old, I think, at the time of the American Revolution. That was his team. He had some really great, talented people. Look at how we became a military-industrial nation, country. Built that complex out from World War II, and how Roosevelt had to rebuild the army. Just watching a piece on him the other day when General Marshall had to rebuild the army was in shambles. He saw the writing on the wall with fascism rising in Europe and what was going on with Hitler. He knew he was going to eventually take over Europe and possibly be a threat to the United States. And so they had to rebuild the army, and there's a lot of, let's just say, fat, bloated staffs that the generals had that time. He had to go and rebuild the army. He started with Eisenhower and Bradley and Patton. That's how we got our army going. And that was a pretty significant moment in our history. So 2 moments, Washington and Roosevelt, right? And that's why we gave birth to this nation and why we became the superpower that we are today. 2 pivotal moments in time. We can learn from that as we develop a business too and put our teams together. We want the people who are going to be in that game, right? Doesn't make a difference what age you are. I don't care what age you are. But you're not sitting there a spectator. You want to be in the game. You want to be in the game with a leader, of course. And I'm talking to you, the business owner, who have between 5 and $50 million revenue. You're in the game. And of course, you want the people around you that are going to have the same energy and mindset you do. It's just so much easier to work with there. And then the guys, you know who you are. The guys are always talking, you're job jumping, you're dreamers, you're not doing anything. You have a side hustle, Or, hey, I'm down here in San Diego. The surf's good. You're going to choose the surf each and every day. Hey, how's it going, boss? How's the weekend going? Yeah, I did this. And you got the other guys like, hey, this is what I did. I went out, got some business, talked to this guy, I had a picnic. I did this, did this. You know, you guys, at the end of the day, you know what you want. Us generators, we know. We know who you are at the end of the day. We know how you talk. We're not going to fake it, right? We'll be blunt. We'll be authentic. We'll be ourselves. But we know who you are. We know what we want to attract to really take advantage of this 90 days that we have here. And the proof, I'm standing in the proof here, right? 30,000 customers. I've gone through different market cycles. Here is the proof. This is why you should listen to me at the end of the day. Is the fact is I've done this before, and there's so much opportunity. So I challenge yourself, 90 days of super intense focus to integrate AI across your operational systems. It really will improve your business. You need to do it. You have to do it. Guys, come on now. If you're running a business and you're trying to get more revenue. We're all trying to get more revenue here at the end of the day. We're trying to grow our business. We're trying to get on the other side of Sahara, 5 to 50 million. We want to grow it up. We have to spend significant amount of time into implementing, integrating AI into every level of our infrastructure. We'll talk about collective intelligence later on. AI is a feature. Everyone's got it. Not soon, it's commoditized. Soon as AI as an infrastructure is going to be commoditized pretty soon here, 12 to 18 months. Some of these SaaS products are going to go away. You don't have to call your buddy or this company over here to give you AI agents anymore. You'll be able to flip a switch and maybe it's going to be minimal cost. Now, there will be cost at the end of the day. They're going to charge you tokens to run it. So watch out. It's going to be cheap in the beginning, and then later on, these large companies, you know who they are, OpenAI, Anthropic, DeepSeek eventually, right? Gemini, Grok, Manus. Manus, I'm not sure it's US. It's something going on Facebook there. Maybe Perplexity. They are going to start charging you for using their tech, their AI. There's going to be costs involved. I'm not sure what those costs are. And you're going to be so addicted to this. Your business can be so dependent upon that. You're going to have to look into that. Because if you're still implementing, there's costs going to pop up. So you need to develop some cost savings. People, HR issues and onboarding. So like you bring in a new employee, you're onboarding. Maybe they work out 3 months, 90 days. You're going in. It turns out to be the wrong person. Imagine onboarding an agent for 90 days. They're not going to talk back. They could work 24/7, I like to call it 25/8. It's always learning. How many agents can you have? You can have as many agents as you want. Imagine we could get done. You still need people. You will still need people at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. There is gaps. There's a lot of gaps in AI. We're testing something out today. There was gaps. So it's not producing it. It will get better with time. But there is still a lot of gaps there. You can't expect it to really think for you. It augments you. And I could get a little specific here. It's like people are like, hey, it needs a lot of data. It needs a lot of trial and error, right? And so those of us who have a lot of IP knowledge here, we got to spend time kind of just monitoring it and feeding it again and again and again. So there is a learning curve for it. But there is also a learning curve for a new employee. They don't get half the time. They make mistakes. But the machine will not make continuous mistakes. It will continuously get better. And right, it's cheaper. Some areas it's going to be cheaper to do. Again, I think it's going to be a mixture of both. It's not ever going to replace people. You still need the IP expert. It's exciting. I did some amazing things today with it, and every day I do some amazing things. Every day I am super shocked of how I could use it. Now, again, you guys are listening. You know, why you, Craig, why I'm listening to you. Been through different market cycles. I see opportunities. I see a big opportunity for you to accelerate yourself, accelerate your company. And hey, I can let you know how I did it, what I'm doing my contacts, my resources, my struggles, my successes doing it. Again, I'm in it. I'm in these 90 days, the next 90 days, my head's down, integrating across my company. So, what I'm talking about here at the end of the day is something that really benefits you. What benefits you is the fact that you need to implement AI across your business. And look, I want to bump this back up to like, hey, I built something, and what I built took me years to create. Now I'm reaping those benefits. It's fantastic. I really enjoy what I'm doing, but like the people around me, were they the right people? So also, I'm challenging myself to get the right people aboard in the next 90 days. And I want someone who's a builder, takes pride into what we're doing and how we're doing it and the challenges we face day to day, just not in the result itself. And what I mean by result itself, we did it, we made money, we shared it, that's great. No, what do we build together? What do we grind together? What did we fight ourselves, push ourselves in some comfortable places together? I'm looking for people like that to take me to that next stage, get on the other side of the Sahara. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? To start building the AI into every level of my company and other companies as well, because I'm starting with my company, and then I'm going to sell this to other guys and teach them what I did at the end of the day. But today, I'm really looking into the people who want to be part of something like this. Anyone's a Gen Xer, give me a ring, $5 to $50 million in revenue. Love to chat with you. Love to see what you're getting at. Hey, this isn't a mastermind group. This isn't a course. Isn't coaching. This is a circle of operators that we're just going to chat, and we're going to challenge ourselves to push ourselves to places we haven't been before. I'm not looking for students. I'm not looking for gurus and anything. I'm not looking for influencers. I'm just looking for good, old-fashioned, hard-working operators who sit between $5 and $15 million revenue a year from all sorts of businesses to come together and work together over the next 90 days to push ourselves, to build our teams, to build our technology. And so it's like, enjoy the process. You always hear about the process. Let's enjoy the process with each other here, right? I could be a sounding board for you, for what I'm going through, how I'm implementing stuff, how I have adapted, how I did it the last cycle, how I did the cycle before that, the cycle before that, how I do it with 3 kids, with a family, with 30,000 customers, how I do it with multiple assets, how do I do it with all the changes that are going on in the world, the geopolitical situations, the political situations that are going on around us. Just the other day, there was a fire 3 miles from my house. I'm like, geez, are my kids safe? Luckily, it was not something that was harmful. It didn't come this way. They had to evacuate the house. I was 20 miles away. I couldn't even drive up because the road was blocked. That was nerve-wracking. We were fine. Everything was fine at the end of the day. That's another challenge you face. We can't predict these things. These things get thrown at you again and again and again. You just get a habit of showing up each and every day in the best version of yourself. And hey, don't worry about all the noise. You always hear about this, hey, how do I get rid of the white noise, right? That's why I love AI. They can take care of all the counting and all this stuff. I mean, really, I'll be dead honest with you. If I'm talking to a bookkeeper or an HR person or like an invoice, I'm just like, this is just insurance, right? All these things, office management, you name it. I'm just like, oh my God. I do not want to spend any time with this. One, I don't, but I realized that that's the white noise you block out. I want to be moving ahead again and again each and every day. And that's one of the things where I am today is because I've learned to limit that. Of course, I can't do it 100%. Elon Musk has a record he can do 100%. They say he's awkward. No, he's focused, right? So when I'm talking to someone, a vendor calls me, like my cell phone, I don't pick it up unless I know who's calling. And it rings like 100 times a day. It's like someone calling. I'm not taking that. Someone else can do it. That's where the AI can come in. It can take care of all that stuff for you. But at the same time, you have to kind of create those boundaries for yourself. Those boundaries. Not going to take that call, right? I'm not going to deal with that item. I'm going to have someone else deal with it. I'm going to have AI. But if we integrate AI in our business, it could take care of so much of that noise. You could focus on what you want to do, which is grow revenue at the end of the day. You want to build something that grows revenue. You could be a builder, right? For me, this is great. I told my teams, like, you take care of this. AI is going to take care of this. Well, whatever it's taking care of too. And I'm going to sit there and we're going to build this sucker out. 100% of my energy will be about building this out and building the right team as well. Because you got to bring in team members. You can't do everything yourself. My number one thing, building the AI into my ecosystem and infrastructure, and hiring the right people. The next 90 days, I'm going to hire 5 people. 5 people. Even more. 5. Right now, I did 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 people. I'm hiring 5 people. I think I got 3 already. We'll see how it gets at. But I'm hiring 5 people to support me in this. How about you? What are you going to do the next 9 days? Next 9 days. And then I already know the next 9 days after that, my next 5 hires. But today, these 5, integrate the AI. This is how I'm scaling. This is how I'm getting on the other side of the Sahara. What are you doing? So again, if you're an operator, if you want to talk to someone, talk to me. AI is changing everything. It's happening fast. I am talking about a tribe here. I'm talking about people who are similar to you. I'm a first principles thinker, right? Build the team. Go back in history. Go back to as far as Napoleon, how he was great. He had fantastic generals that thought on their own. Granted, the night before, I think he was up all night doing battle plans, but they executed his battle plans, were able to make real-time decisions. Do you think he could call him up with a cell phone and go, hey, you know what? Over there, you got to move the flank because there's some troops coming on. No, they all had to be on the same page. It was very fluent for him to win. And he did some things that I thought were just amazing. He was considered one of the best generals in the history of the world, right? I mean, I think him, Alexander the Great, was pretty good too. At the same time, he's, a couple thousand years before Napoleon. But that's what they say about Napoleon, the way he had these, his teams around him. You look at what I told you about, how the American Revolution and how that was, building the best teams around you. And I was looking at that too, and I'm looking, okay, Elon, does he do it on his own? And I was like, okay, Claude, tell me about Elon. And I was like, okay, he's got a couple great lieutenants. You can't do this by yourself, right? If you got to 50 million, of course you had to build a great team to do it, right? I got a great team member right now, yeah, and that's great. So it starts. Start with 1, you get 2, you get 3, you get 5. Granted, 5 to 10 somewhere there, and if they're the right people, they could hire out the whole business there. You got 2 things going on right now. Getting the right team in place. 1, if you're trying to get to 5 million, if you're at 5 million, you got to get the team in place to get to 50, and you have to integrate AI. And what I want to do is, if you are in that same place as me, I want to talk to you. I want to collaborate with you. I want to help you. Likewise, I just want to share stories of your day-to-day distractions, your day-to-day difficulties, day-to-day challenges. Maybe we could come together. Again, this isn't a coaching course. I'm not a coach. I'm not an online guru. I'm not a mastermind. I'm just a business owner and an operator who is building a tribe, and I want to build a tribe with other operators like myself that could help to get on the other side of the Sahara. For us, for me, it's the 5 to 50 million is we're crossing the Sahara, right? You gotta get 5 to start, get there, get on the other side. Now we have a fully functional business that can scale for the future that has AI integrated in it. Got to watch out for the charlatans out there. A lot of people are saying stuff very high level. It's not really working. There is frustrations. People are over-promising a lot with this. I've been through that. Spend a lot of money. It's a couple commas. When I say spend money, it's always a couple commas. It's in the millions. I've been around a while. I'm older, right? So if you're just getting out and you need to spend if you're kind of thinking, how do I spend $3,000? You're not ready for this. You got to spend that in 2 seconds, and you got to learn. You got to hire that young person you might have just met to do it. You got to fail, and you got to learn. It's only $3,000. If you're trying to make north of 50 million, what's $3,000? So you're going to learn. You're going to spend money. That's code for me. Learn, spend money, expense stuff. Create a budget. R&D, CapEx, when you want to call it. Consider CapEx. 50 grand, get a budget there, get going, start meeting people, start talking again. We could do this group together. Just reach out. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to doing. And again, just remember, if you've been where I've been before, you accomplish the goal. And at the end of the goal, you look around all the people and they're all kind of celebrating. They're celebrating for the wrong reason. You know who you are. You know if you've been there. Hey, I've been successful and looked in the room like I still feel alone. I feel like I'm by myself. I don't feel like you weren't a builder. You're kind of on my coattails, or you were here for the wrong reason. You were here for the money. You were here for the profit. You were here for the resume. You weren't here just to be in the game with somebody. Hey, that's a problem. That's a problem solving this year. I'm gonna want to surround myself with just people who enjoy being in the game. Granted, yeah, you gotta enjoy the money, right? At the end of the day, and and creating that tribe together. It's more than just about the money. It's about building something. It's about being in that arena, having those ups and downs each and every day. And I really like talking about this stuff because I'm like living it, and I live it each and every day. And we're talking about now we have these agents I talked earlier about. How do we bring agents in? How do we build out to the 56 agents? And that's just a starter. I did an org chart, did this, talked to Claude, went back to it. I used ChatGPT, prompted ChatGPT. Hey, I asked for a prompt, so I could gave me a prompt Claude. Didn't use Claude in the cloud, use it on the local computer. Why is it on a local computer? I can't share it across 3 computers. Oh, that's an issue right there. Because I'm trying to use CloudWorks, and I tried to use it. Okay, so download on my laptop because I'm gonna bring my laptop home and give it at work. But I have 2 desktops, two Mac. I got a Mac Mini and another big Mac at my office, but it doesn't share the same thing. So I'm like, great problem, IT guy, my CTO. How do we create this in the cloud so I could be at one terminal and do it? Great. Oh, go to seminar, see a guy. He's talking to it through his phone. How do I do it through my phone? Okay, how do I have the same power through my phone that I do with CloudWork? Great, we got to working on that right now. Trying to get in the cloud. Which one am I using? Which language model am I using? These are the things that you start working with. Well, this one's so much better. And I have to be down right in my computer so it could look at everything. Well, now we have to put all that stuff in the cloud and build out that infrastructure as well. Because I want to be able to be that guy on the cell phone across the country, being able to use it. Shit, I need to hire a chief of staff. Don't need to hire a chief of staff. I got Johnny, my agent, building the agent out. Johnny's just a name. Johnny's a movie I watch. I really like the character Johnny. So that's where Johnny comes in. Johnny's going to be my chief of staff. Johnny's going to get me reports. Who's doing what? Are they delivering? If not, what are you doing about it, Johnny? I don't want someone just to tell me. You ever get that employee just goes, well, they're not doing their job. I'm like, well, did you talk to them? It's like, well, if you don't think they're doing something, just have a conversation. I always say conversations are a search for truth. You sit down. You know what? I don't think you're doing this. Well, go talk to the person. Don't drag me in. That's bitching, right? Oh, Jesus. I feel like I have a whole generation of people like that. Well, Johnny, he's going to problem solve. He's going to go out there. Okay, are you getting the job done? What are you going to do about it? Here's some suggestions. Okay, how's this going to affect your department? How's this going to affect Craig? Okay, and, Johnny will check, and then Johnny will tell me what's going on. Johnny will inform me what's going on. Johnny will make sure that person knows what's going on, and if it escalates to me, then we have a conversation. But that's making sure everyone's tracking, everyone's on the same page, disseminating the information, make sure we're having deliverables, making sure that those are being executed, make sure we're in alignment, make sure we're working on the most important things first. I used to think, hey, I need to work on the hardest thing first and challenge myself. I'll make that tough call right today, or I'll do that report that I need to do. And then I'm like, wait a second, it's not really about that. That's a great thing that you don't have fear. But really, at the end of the day, you should think about what is the most important thing to get done each and every day. And maybe just think about 3. 1 would be great. And just focus on that as intensely as you can. And they really say focus windows are short, and I do agree with this. I start puttering, getting in office pretty early lately, 7:30ish, and starting like 1, 2, I start slowing down with that focus. I still get stuff done, of course, but that intense focus of getting something done is in those 3 to 4 hour period. And I get a lot done. So yeah, just try to focus, understand that if you're trying to solve one thing, it's in that period, right? And you could hyper focus that and you get a lot done. And it's just a little thing that I've learned. When you count on other people to get something done, again, if you have an agent and that agent's learning every day that, hey, there's something off here. So you're not getting stuff done because you depend about something else. So this kind of go in a circle, you kind of solve that. What is that? Depending on other people, good or bad or whatever, it's something you got to work on. So maybe it's not the right people. And so you should lean into that and have that conversation. It's better to find out now than later. But having an agent every single day solve a problem, try to solve it on their own and then report to you or give you suggestions every day. You could do that. You could create that now. So that's Johnny for me. I'm excited to get that chief of staff started on things. And, it's, organizations, again, going out. And if you have the right people with the right systems in place, I don't waste an agent on disciplinary reasons and accountability reasons, more for alignment, sharing information, right? So you got to look at this. If you're doing it that much, you just don't have the right team in place. And there it goes back, hiring the right team, having the AI in the right team, because the AI could go, oh, we forgot the due date here. And it could look and say, hey, this is an unreasonable goal. I like unreasonable goals, right? So maybe it says it's an unreasonable goal and your team executes it and then you have a good team. So, hey, how about that? If your team's consistently late, you say that the goals are unattainable, no, it's the wrong team. Go back to the tribe. So AI is great, but still, again, building the right team. So again, next 90 days, I'm going to build the right tribe. I'm going to integrate AI, and I challenge you to do it. Love to hear from you if you're another operator. It's something that it's something that not a lot of us have someone to talk to at the end of the day. That feeling of just like, hey, I have someone I could talk to about how I'm dealing with the day-to-day stuff. I got another distraction was, always getting an HR thing. I got something hilarious thing. But again, at the end of the day, I'm like, shit, what is our insurance cover? And I'm like, that deductible's not as good as I thought. So I'm like, okay, now I got to go out and get better insurance. Where's Johnny? Johnny, chief of staff, or assign someone else, go out and find me the best insurance for coverage. Right? I want something that the deductible's down. I don't. In this case, yeah, I'd pay some money for it. Just go to market for me doing it. If you have everything itemized right, Johnny could go to the market, contact someone, email them, give them the information they need to make a decision. Then you just go and then he can read it and see what happens. Does our insurance cover this? Ask the AI. Boom, it gives you an answer. See how quick that is? How much time do we waste? This again, right? If you're 5 to 50 million, this is where you waste your time on all this bullshit. No wonder we're not getting past 50 million. So the AI could help us take care of all this stuff. That's where I would start it. Bookkeeping, HR, all this bullshit noise, right? White noise at the end of the day, it could take care of. So that's what you need to build out. You do it to work on it for 90 days, get the right people in place. All that shit's gone. It's behind you, right? It's that simple. It's that simple. What are you waiting for? I mean, that's a great world. And then maybe you're scared that you like it. Maybe you like it. Maybe you like it not working. Maybe you like the struggle because you're not pushing yourself enough. And that's something that you might have to look at in the mirror to see if you are the right person to do this. You might not be the right person. You might like you might like the feeling. You might like just hanging on by a thin thread because you're scared to be successful. That's something some people are scared to be successful. Don't know what that is, but sometimes we limit ourselves. What's that saying? Fear is often an illusion. So I think it was a Michael Jordan quote. And it's an illusion. We're in our own head. So, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. It's a choice. You do anything in your mind. Like, hire someone. See, I always use this excuse from people. I can't do it because of this. Now I got AI. Again, ask yourself, what can it do? And then you have to learn it, right? And if you're not learning it yet, great. And then if you have the wrong people, so it's a lot. It's a lot to take in at the same time here. Again, it is who I am calling in. I'm calling you. I'm calling Gen Xers. Love Gen Xers. Generation X. It's my generation. People who have revenue 5 to 50 million. Well-rounded. You are the guys are in the arena doing the challenges. All ages are accepted. I'm not just going to say that generation, but that's a generation I really relate to. And, people, you know who you are. You're personally liable stuff. You're putting your name on that. You're putting your home for collateral. You got kids. You're worried about their future. Trying to make payroll at night. Do you grow money? Do you put money, go on vacation, or put money back in your business? Do you buy a second house, or you try to put in CapEx? You guys know who you are, right? That's who I'm calling. I'm calling you guys. Let's get together. Let's meet up. If this is you, you already feel it. This invitation and the bar are in the same sentence. Stay close over the next 4 weeks. I'm going to lay out the standard, the costs, going alone, and the bet I'm asking you to make with me.